And here we are. Hello, everybody. Week one in the books. I am your host, Cuban. Welcome to another episode of SPNHL Talk. And, a lot to go over as always. We got week one in the books. We did a little pre-season show last week. And then we were 24 hours away. Puck dropped on Monday. And wow, what a week. Needless to say, a few surprises, lots of transactions to go over. And, week one, it was quite a week. I don't know how everyone else is feeling about it, but it was feeling good to get back. Holidays over. And a few guys had a little bit of that holiday rust. But obviously, some teams didn't have any rust at all, and they were cracking from the get. The hot team, obviously, to talk about is going to be Boston. The not so hot team to talk about is, sad to say, with an amazing looking roster preseason, and I had them ranked in the middle there with something to look for. It was Tampa. But as always, transactions happen, and we'll go over those to start the show. As always, a little bit of transaction stuff. We have Tampa Bay. Let's go. Tampa Bay signed Cap one up top. Toronto had released Ajax. Toronto then signed Austin Smash. And then on the 9th of January as well, Tampa Bay releases Pooler, Playmaker, Buds, and Dietrich to free agency. Then on the 10th, Tampa signs Ajax, who was on free agency. Washington releases Appler, and Boston releases Addy Brandt. Addy didn't stay there long. Next day, Addy gets picked up, and Dietrich gets picked up, Dirty Dietrich, to Washington. Now, on the 13th, which was yesterday, we had St. Louis signing Buds 780 for $1 million. Philadelphia picks up D. Smitty for 0.5. Tampa trades Grip and Pool Magician to LA in return for Rick Rage and Bergie's Deke. Then Washington releases Cinch to free agency and then turns around and trades Captain Canada to LA for Guns the Fourth. Washington didn't stay, not active much longer. He comes out on the 14th. He trades TikTok to Arizona for New Guy. Washington then claims the contract from Boston for Tyler is God because Boston had placed him on waivers. And then they end up turning around and releasing New Guy to free agency. And then recently tonight, the ink hasn't even dried. New Jersey trades Kane from Canada to Toronto for Jaleel King. And that is our week one transactions. So a lot of movement there from some teams. Tampa Bay, obviously, near the bottom in the standings, making some moves. New Jersey trying to find a little bit of traction, switching things up. And then you have Washington being really active. LA kind of blowing up their first two back-to-back picks there in the second round on defense, breaking up Bergies and Guns, looking for a different change of scenery. And then, that moves us into, what our standings are right now. And to just screen share this with you guys. So this way you guys can see what we're staring at here. Let me get this up for you. All right. So standings as of right now. Click on myself here. Here we go. Standings, we got overall Boston sitting up top 7-0-2 with 40 goals forced and only 18 allowed, 22 differential, 12 power play goals, 37%, 81% penalty kill. They are top dogs right now. Then we have Philadelphia sitting at 7-1-1 with 15 points, 28 goals forced, 24 allowed, differential 4, only 5 power play goals at 15%, and 80% kill percentage on penalty kills. In third, you have Colorado overall with 14 points. They got 39 goals forced and only 21 goals allowed, 18 differential with 9 power play goals with a 30% power play percentage, 81% on a penalty kill. Then you got Pittsburgh trailing behind them at 5-2-2 with 12 points, 35 goals forced, 30 goals allowed though with a +5, 7% and an 81% penalty kill. Then you got Carolina at 5th with 6-3 record, 12 points as well, 24 goals forced, 20 allowed, +4 with a 23% power play and an 80% penalty kill. And then Vancouver, a lot of questions with that roster prior to the season. They're sitting at 5-2-2, 12 points themselves, 32 goals forced, 30 allowed with a +2 differential. Sitting with 33%, but only a 60% penalty kill percentage. So I got to work on that a little bit. And then we have Anaheim, surprisingly in the middle of the pack, but I mean, it's early in the season, 5-3-1, 11 points with 27 goals forced, 22 allowed, +5 sitting there, 38% on the power play and 78.9% on the penalty kill. San Jose is 8th. And then you got them sitting with 11 points as well, 29 goals forced, 26 allowed, +3 with a 25% power play and a 79.3% penalty kill. And you got Vegas, who started off really, really strong, but then had a tough night and kind of fell down to 4-2-3. 11 points still in the hunt. I mean, they're right there. 29 goals forced, 28 allowed, +1. 38% power play, 75%. Or 51%, excuse me, 29% power play, 51% penalty kill. That's, hurting themselves in the foot there, taking penalties and giving up goals. Washington on fire, 4-game win streak, 5-3-1 with 11 points with 29 and 28 goals for and goals against with a +1, 38% power play and 75% penalty kill. And then we got the champs. Had them posted pretty high. Kind of a rough week for them, 4-3-2, 10 points with 25 goals forced, 29 allowed, -4. And then you got with an 11% power play and 82% penalty kill, best in the league, 2-game losing streak. New Jersey, 4-4-1 with 9 points, 33 goals forced, 28 allowed with 5, +5 there at 23% on the power play, 78% on a penalty kill, 2-game win streak for them. You got LA 4-5, 25 goals forced, 29 allowed, -4. They got a 14% power play with an 80% penalty kill, and they have 3 losses in a row after Friday. Toronto, obviously, a little bit busy, as well as LA. 3-5-1 with 7 points, 18 goals forced, 30 goals allowed, -12. And you got 22% power play and a 73% penalty kill. Tampa, 1-7-1, 14 goals forced, 32 -12 with an 11% power play and a 76% penalty kill. And then at the bottom, you got St. Louis, 1-7-1, 28 goals forced, 60 goals allowed. Just going to take that in for a second. -32. 22% power play, 60% penalty kill. And there is the overall standings. Let's take a look now into where we're at with the standings per conference. We'll start with the Eastern Conference, and let's see how this is all shaping out. You got the Patrick division, Boston sitting up top with 16 points, then Pittsburgh with 12, Carolina with 12, and Tampa with 3. And that's a big, that's a pretty tough division alone with Carolina, Pittsburgh, and Boston. Tampa's not off to a good start. I know Mansell made some moves. He's excited what he's done. We'll see how it pans out. It's a week-to-week type thing. Obviously, Boston 7-0-2. Everyone's got their records in their first 10 games there. In the Adams division, Philadelphia is sitting at 7-1-1 with 15 points, followed by Washington with 11, New Jersey with 9, and Toronto with 7. This division is still tight. Washington's making moves. New Jersey's making moves. Toronto's making moves. So it's interesting how this is going to pan out after week 1, looking into week 2 for the Eastern Conference. Over here in the Western Conference, if I can ever get my shit together, we are staring at Colorado with 14 points, Vancouver with 12, Anaheim with 11, and Vegas with 11. That conference and that division right there, holy smokes. That's going to be a shootout to the end. I'd hate to be in that division. Super tight right now. All those teams separated by less than 3 points, less than 1 point between second and third and fourth. So dog fights right there. We'll see how this pans out. Down at the bottom here at the Smythe division, you have San Jose sitting up top with 11 points, Arizona right behind them with 10, LA right behind them with 8, and then you got St. Louis with 3 points. I don't know what's going on with El Rookie and his squad. Is it a goalie issue? Is it a defenseman issue? Is it a team defense issue? 60 goals force is pretty high. And then you got Vegas with 11 points. They gave up 38 goals themselves. I don't know what's going on there. Plisk might be a little bit off. Is it a defensive issue? I mean, we played them. We lost 8-5, and it was a pure shootout. But I know they took a bad one to Boston 9-1 also. So that's our standing so far. Let's just go ahead and look over the league leaders here for these 3 positions and forwards. We'll take a look at like the top 10 or top 15. Total points leading the way. Obviously, Boston, hyper, 31 points with 11 goals, 20 assists, 4.4 per game, 7 games played. And then we got Ali from Colorado, 9 games, played the whole week, 29 points, 3.2 per game. And then you got Rich 2K with Vegas, 7 games played, 19 goals, 9 assists, 28 points. Pistol Pete from Boston, 8 games played, 17 goals, 10 assists. Holy smokes, Pete, 17 goals, bro. Woo. 27 points, 3.4 per game, killing it. True legend, always up top, sitting there with 9 games played, 13 goals, 2 points, 2.4. You got Burst right there with only 6 games played, but rocking his 9 goals, 12 assists, 21 points, 3.5 per game. You got Benner over in San Jose at 7. Played 9 games this week, 14 goals, 6 assists, 20 points. QT from Vancouver, 5 games played only, but 20 points, 4 goals, 16 assists, 4 points per game, killing it. Then you got a familiar face. There's Fisher, 7 games played, 6 goals, 13 assists, 19 total. Kid Money, 9 games played, 7 goals, 11 assists, 18 points. And then you got Kingly Me, Vancouver, 5 games played only, but 11 goals, 7 assists, 18 total points, 3.6 per game, people. You Making Me Sick, 6 games played, 6 goals, 11 assists, 17 points. You got Gui over in Colorado with 17 points in 6 games played, 2.8. Tyler Seguin over in Anaheim, 6 games played, 10 goals, 7 assists, 17 points. And number 15, MJ, Mitchy Mitch, 6 games played, 8 goals, 8 assists, 16 points. Those are top 15 forwards right now in SP. Some familiar faces, some new faces. Pistol Pete being up there in the top 5. I mean, that's amazing. Great season. Obviously, the team's up top, so Pete's got it going on. Some familiar faces, True Legend, Burst, Rich, sitting up top. And then, you got You Making Me Sick up top. Tyler off to a little bit of a slow start, but obviously he's got to adjust a little bit to Kid and Reap. But, I mean, most of these forwards, man, they're deadly. They're putting up some points right now. 31 points by Hyper, 7 games played, leading the way for all forwards. Looking at the defensemen. Leading the way, Doug CBJ, always up top. 9 games played, 12 points. Then we got Red Concept, Vegas, 8 games played, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. Then you got Shanista sitting at third with 6 games played, 1 goal, 9 assists, 10 points. Eggman at fourth with 7 games played and 8 points. And Ayachoku with 9 games played and 8 points. You got Mummy from Colorado with 8 games played, 8 points. And you got PGH over in St. Louis, 6 games played, 7 points. M Club with 6 points with only 3 games played, 2.0 from there. Then you got Wally over in Pittsburgh, 7 games and 6 assists. And rounding out the top 10, you got Vish from New Jersey, 4 games played, but 6 points. Solid start for that. And, there are the top 10 defensemen currently sitting in the points. And let's go ahead and take a look at the goalies. Take a look at the top 10 there. This is by save percentage. I'm going to go ahead and switch it to games played and then go from there. And we'll look at some of these games played. You got Polar sitting up top with games played 83.84%, 2.3 against, 21 goals allowed. Rocking a 3-5 record, though. And then we got Pliskin, 9 games played, 4-5 record, 134 shots saved already, or shots faced with 96 saves, 71.64%, 38 allowed, 4.2. So seeing a lot of shots and only saving about 70% of them. And then you got Breezy, 7 games in net. It's a little transition from defense to goalie. 4-3 record, though. He's faced 110 shots with 90 saves, 81.82%. Solid. 20 goals allowed, 2.86, and already has 2 shutouts from 7 games played. 4th visual skills, 6 games played, 5-1 record. Faced 78 shots, made 88.46% save percentage, only allowing 9 goals, 1.50. Has a shutout to his name. Should have been 2 if Choku wouldn't have passed it in front of the net. Choku, you suck. Tree of Life, the MVP of the Chicago run last season, 4-2. 90 shots faced, 82.2%, 16 goals allowed, 2.67. Got himself a nice shutout as well. Jojo from Boston, 6 games played, 5-1, 83 shots faced, 81.93, almost 82%, 14 goals allowed, 2.3. And you got Johnny over in Colorado, 4-2, 69, only faced 69 shots, 81.16, 13 goals allowed, 2 goals against. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got Kamikaze, 4-2, 84 shots faced, 80%, almost 81%, 16 goals allowed, 2.67. You got Carolina Stoner, 4-2, 77.94, 15 goals allowed, 2.5. And rounding out the top 10 here, you got Vandus, 3-3, 89 shots faced, 73.3, 24 goals allowed, though, with 4.0. Obviously, Plisk and Vandus weighing this down a little bit. Let me see if there's any other. We got some 5s in here. You got Peacemaker, 0-5, though. I think 93.42, 15 goals allowed, 3.0. I don't know about that. Might have stats on that. You got Mud Ninja, 4-1, 65 shots faced, 78.46, though, 14 goals allowed. PNC, 5 games played, one with a 2-3 record, 77 shots faced, 76%, 3.6. T-Bod, 2-3 from Boston or Pittsburgh, excuse me, 72%. Nocturnal Turtle from Tampa, 78%. And you got Chicks and Whips over in New Jersey, 72%, 3.25. So those are some of our league leaders currently into the season after week 1. Obviously, you know, we had some stuff. I mean, it's you know, crazy that so early in the season you got some surprising teams is like Boston and Vegas, and then you got, you know, the Arizona kind of being down near the bottom. Tampa Bay with some firepower early on. I thought they had themselves a nice looking team, but obviously you just got to get it situated. 1-7 for the thing. So I reached out to Kid and asked him about what's on the table, what's on the plate about the Players Association. What do we got going on? And one of the topics that he said that is being discussed by players is the forfeits in the playoffs. So on this topic, we need to get players to, you know, sign up or sign a petition or discuss it in the rules. So we got a link that will get set up to the forums. If some don't know that there's a tab that says forum on the website right there up top. You got right here, guys. You click on forum. It's going to open up the forum. Obviously, it's not going to sign me in. I don't even remember my login. But in the forum, you scroll down a spot that'll have rule discussions. So we want to get into there. And then once you get in there, you go ahead and post your comment on what's going on. And it'll lead you to the link. Obviously, I have it on my phone here on Skype, but I don't have it set up. And in the rule discussion, bring up the forfeits in the playoffs. If you guys think that there's an issue with it, the only way to bring it up is in the forums here in the chat. Obviously, we'll get Pliss to post a link right to it, and you guys can go ahead and get in there and start signing up. If we can get as many players as we can to discuss the rule, that's how things will get started. That's what the PA there is for. Some of you have gone to Kid about this, and he's taking it now to the next level where he's going to set up this discussion on the forum, and you guys fill out how you feel about it. And then there's enough people commenting on there, then they can take that to Plisk and they can sit down and have a talk about forfeits in the playoffs and rescheduling games instead of just letting guys get forfeits in the playoffs. I've always been on the stance in the playoffs, you're playing the same team, and I would never take a forfeit. I mean, this season was probably the closest I came to making a team forfeit, but I opted not to because it's just not the way I operate. But I mean, every GM's different. Every situation's different. I heard both sides of this, and both sides are right. I mean, it's, you know, your availability. You have your lines posted. It's the same nights that we game every single night, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, 9:45, 10:30. Make it on time. If a guy has something happen, it's understandable, but you have a roster of 10, 12 guys. You should be able to fill in the spot. And if you're playing the same team 3 times, obviously you should, you know, be able to know ahead of time if there's going to be an issue, reach that GM, ask for a few minutes. I mean, and as the other team, I can understand people has things that they need to do too. And you were told you were going to play at 9 o'clock and you can't, you know, you want to play your best lineup. So I see both ends of it. But the only way we change a rule and make it like in stone, guys, is by going to the forum, clicking on there, and commenting on how you feel about the issue. Obviously, it's come up to Kid. He's mentioned it, and he's going to get the ball started. On the other flip tail, we have the discipline committee. There's been 3 suspensions this week. 2 have been appealed. 1 suspension has been cleared and 1 amended. One of the 3 2 were appealed, and one was cleared and one was amended. So obviously, you know, the discipline committee's doing their job. I mean, they're on top of this stuff. So let's see. I just seen something pop up. Didn't see how it show though. This guy's talking in the Discord. Just looking in there. Obviously, guys, listen. If you got questions for me, fire them at me. Discord, Skype, wherever. I'm on there. You know what I mean? Let me know, and I'll definitely answer any questions or anything you got. I'm always open to comments. I'm always here for you guys. If you have anything to say, let me know, and I'll be more than happy to answer anything you got. So far, the discipline committee, like I was saying, they're on top of this, and something that we have asked for, and they're doing their job. I don't know any of the specifics of the suspensions. I don't really need to know the specifics of the suspensions. All I need to know is what was going on. And we had some stuff go on, and guys had gone to the discipline committee to go get their the rulings, and they ruled out, and so great job to Kaz and what's going on over there with them at the discipline committee. And you know, just a little foresight into what's going on these upcoming games this week. We got. Let's take a look here real quick, see what's some highlights for the upcoming week. Here are some of the scores. Obviously, I don't want to see that. Everyone knows what everyone's records was. Let's see what's going on Monday, guys. Let's take a look real quick. Let's see. San Jose, Tampa, and Colorado, New Jersey. Interesting. Let's see what New Jersey's going to do there. You got the champs, Arizona versus Philly. That should be hot. You got Vegas, Washington, hot. Boston, Anaheim, woo, hot one. That's game of the night right there, right now to me. You got Pitt, Vancouver, meh. Toronto, LA, meh. Carolina, St. Louis, eel. That's for you, Tread. Colorado, Boston, 9:45. Damn. Boston in some fire. Got Anaheim, got Colorado. We can see what Boston like. Vancouver, Carolina, Vegas, Pitt, Washington, Anaheim, Toronto, Arizona, Tampa, LA, Philly, San Jose, New Jersey, St. Louis, San Jose, Carolina, Vancouver, New Jersey, LA, Philly, Pitt, Anaheim, Washington, Colorado, 10:30. Toronto, Vegas, Boston, Arizona. Damn, Boston got the Boston going to show their colors this week. They got Colorado, Anaheim, Colorado. Is that right? Anaheim, Colorado. Damn right. Anaheim, Colorado, and Arizona for Boston Monday night. Ooh, Boston. What you bringing? We'll see. We'll find out Monday. Monday's going to be hot. We'll see what Boston's bringing Monday. Tuesday, we got LA and Pitt, Vancouver, Tampa, Anaheim, New Jersey. That should be interesting. St. Louis, Philly, Colorado, Toronto, Arizona, Washington. Nice. Carolina, Vegas. Nice. Boston, San Jose. LA, Boston, Arizona, Tampa, Anaheim, Toronto, St. Louis, Washington, Carolina, Colorado, 9:45. Looking fire. That's interesting. I like that matchup. Philly, Vancouver, New Jersey, Vegas, Arizona, Carolina. Damn. Colorado, Pitt, Philly, Anaheim, Tuesday, 10:30. Boston, Vancouver, Tampa, Vegas, and Washington, San Jose. Washington been not 4-game win streak. Could be win streak 5, 6. We'll see. Then Friday, Boston, Carolina. Now we get back into our divisions: Pitt, New Jersey; Tampa and Washington; Toronto and Philly; Anaheim, Colorado. I like that. Vancouver, Arizona; Boston, Tampa; Pitt, Carolina; New Jersey, Toronto; Philly, Washington; Anaheim, Vegas. Nothing jumping out the screen. Carolina, Philly; New Jersey, Tampa; Washington, Boston. 10:30. Round out our Friday. Vegas, Arizona; St. Louis, Arizona. And then we roll into the other week. So that's pretty much it's pretty hot. Boston, obviously they were looking pretty good this last week. And week 2, they got some tougher games coming on the Monday. And we'll see how they're holding up over here. Let me check see if you guys got anything in the chat box. I haven't seen anything pop up. Chat, nope, you guys ain't talking, obviously. So we'll head over to the power rankings. I know you guys love it. Coming off here, we have obviously Boston, number 1. Undefeated for the week, even though they got 2 overtime losses. Doesn't matter. They were fire. They are the New York Rangers from last season right now with their goals difference. I hyper leading the way. Pistol Pete on fire. Definitely on the lookout for that team. And they got some tough ones like I just pointed out on Monday. We'll see how they finish up week 2. But right now, they're the team. Everyone's on them. I had them kind of down the bottom. But they woke up and they put the league on notice. They want their cup. So Boston's up there at the number 1 spot. Over at the number 2 spot is Colorado. Let me slide this over. Okay, there we go. Number 2 spot, Colorado. Obviously, they were a preseason top 3 team, and they proved it this week. Played very, very well. Then we got Philadelphia. Again, they were in the top 5. They're sitting at number 3. Again, like I said, Carolina is going to ride on their availability. Their guys, I had them toward the middle of the pack, but they kind of, solidified themselves. Stoner played well. You've seen his stats in net. So there they are sitting at number 4. Anaheim kind of had like a week, but obviously, their team defense is very solid. Their net play, is still to be determined. But, I mean, you still got Doug, you still got McKell, you still got, Kidd and Reaper. Tyler's trying to, of course, not sitting up top in the points, but, he's trying to work his chemistry in with them. So week 1, they're sitting in the 5 spot, middle of the pack in the standings. But obviously, teams progress as the season go on. Pittsburgh sitting at number 6. Very solid week for Pittsburgh and Burst and Jay. They're easily can be in the top 5, top 3 with a strong week. They got some games. New Jersey moved them to number 7 starting this week after week 1. Played against them. Very solid defensive team. Great play out of net. Just got to get a little bit of their offensive chemistry going together. I'm sure True's working on that. Vegas had them dead bottom in the preseason. They bump up all the way to number 8. Just after week 1, obviously they gotta figure out the net. I mean, you're giving up 38 goals so far, and you gotta keep the puck out. You can score, but you gotta keep the puck out. Vancouver Sports doing a great job. Sitting at number 9 this week after week 1. San Jose easily can be sitting close to the top 5. I mean, Breezy's great in net. M Club obviously put up some amazing points from defense. Got to get him, acclimated with, I guess, the offense when his availability is there. Kaz is a great GM. He's going to work his lines, and that team should probably be moving up. Arizona, obviously, I picked them to be the favorite this year. Off to a slow start. Not really quite sure what's going on. Haven't talked to 5 Point. But for the most part, Tree looked great statistically. Just got to, get, I guess, his best going. Washington, 4-game win streak, sitting at number 12 right now, but made some moves. Definitely be on the lookout for that roster and look out for that team. Shep's going to get them moving up. Obviously, he did some stuff this week, added a few pieces. We'll see how it pans out. Toronto, busy, did the same thing. Polar, never standing by, always making deals, looking to improve his roster. Sitting at 13. LA, they're at 14. TT Tommy, he's got himself a few moves himself. He needed to switch things up. Didn't want to wait another week to see how it pans out. Did the moves now, and hopefully the players he acquired can fit what he's trying to do. And then we got St. Louis at 15. The 60 goals this week. Obviously, El Rookie's either got an availability issue. He's just got to find out, what he can do to play a little bit better D and give up a fewer goals than what he did. Because at that current rate, he's going to give up damn near 300 goals this season. And then we got Tampa Bay. Obviously, Mansell made a bunch of moves, but I was high on this roster preseason wise. I'm still kind of high on this roster. It's just getting the guys in the right spots, finding themselves some offense. Played against them. They seem to be a little helter-skelter, but Mansell made a few moves, added a few defensemen, obviously, this week to solidify, hopefully, the net play of Holdfast and some of the other guys he's got. So there is this week's this week's power rankings, over here at the end of week 1. And guys, as always, more to open to discuss it. I know I'm not always the fondest of the preseason ranking for you guys. I know you're not always happy with how I put it, but hey, that's my opinion. That's how I see it pan out. And you guys can always prove me wrong on the ice like Vegas did. I had them at the bottom. A lot of people were bad on Tampa. I disagreed, but they were right. I was wrong. I have no problems with it, man. I'm a big boy. I can take criticism like any grown adult. So if anyone else wants to do a power rankings, be my guest. Send it to Plisk. Post it on the site, guys. You don't like mine? Make your own. So with that being said, obviously I'm pretty excited going into week 2. A lot of big games for Boston this week. Got to see how they play out. Pete, good luck. And then you got teams like Arizona. I'm surprised to see them near the bottom or near the middle, and they got to make some moves to get themselves right. Make them. If not, get that availability going. I'm interested to see what Washington and Toronto do this week. They made some moves. Interested to see what LA does in Tampa as well. And I'm excited for week 2 coming up. And I want to wish everyone good luck going into this next week. As always, guys, I'm open to any questions or comments during or before or after. I know a lot of guys have been asking me if I was going to have anyone on. I'm really not looking to have anyone on this season unless I deem it like a point for an interview type thing. I'm trying to just turn this into retrospect review type thing and keep it toward you guys. If you guys want guests on and want to have interviews and stuff like that, let me know, message me, and maybe I'll just do some interviews and stuff with guys, write some stuff up. But for the most part, I'm just going to go through the season like this and just review everything like I've been doing. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And as always, be kind to each other on and off the ice. Virtual Hockey Players Live matter. Peace.